Hey guys, it's Al from Altruistic Channel, and I am just off of putting the latest LinkedIn article out there regarding the butterfly to the caterpillar. It's kind of like a little uh, closing of a chapter to like something that happens to a lot of people, which is like you. It's hard sometimes to let go of things, and so I wanted to kind of do it justice to like a past hurt that I remember from when I was a child. And so I was very much wrapped in that, and so kind of wasn't very much aware of the fact that I still have a YouTube channel. So I might as well check in with everybody. But one of the things that I noticed is that there's like a lot of energy going on right now, and I think it's probably because of the retrograde. But I am feeling myself pulled in different directions, but while at the same time still being very much aware of what my actual focus is. But I was wondering if there was a reason for that outside of the retrograde. And so I've been exploring a little bit more of other things that I find interest in. And one of the things I noticed with me specifically is that I really like the idea of, as a spiritual person, and someone who really believes that that's kind of where we need to really be focusing, especially with everything going on in the world. Sorry, I just ate French fries. I'm laying in bed, by the way. Sorry. I look like shit. I don't care. But it's all about writing this week. So the thing that I noticed that I wanted to most talk about is the that I feel like people are at a point in their lives where they are almost afraid to share kind of what they want or what they envision for themselves. And I kind of want to rally against that. So one of the things that I find very interesting right now is that I'm going through a spurt where I'm kind of reading and entertaining myself with other ideas or fringe thinking and things that are kind of more of a deeper meaning to me. You know what I mean? And I kind of was wondering if like anybody else has ever considered the fact of maybe doing like a mentorship where people of different spiritual backgrounds would maybe be interested in mentoring new up and coming spiritual people, gurus or leaders or whatever you want to call it. And so to that end, I kind of just wondered if that would be of something of interest in general. But one of the things that I find fascinating is that the energies kept like pulling me in different directions, so I didn't really get to do what I wanted to do. But at the top of my list right now, I'm looking at the esoteric astrology, of course, because that's always fascinating. Mr. Mead specifically, but there are just so many opportunities out in the world, and I just wanted to comment on it. You know, though I'm specifically focusing more on articles and more of the written word right now, and using my voice in that way, I definitely wanted to kind of lend my voice to the idea of more of a community. You know, these days everybody's so focused on how they appear or what is going on around them or actually on their phone as opposed to actually dealing with one another. I just wondered if people were starting to maybe want to reconnect more on a community level. And then I was watching, who did I just see? I just saw Mr. Ashba, um, who I just saw his tarot, and he was challenging us to um, kind of step outside of our comfort zone and kind of go from the hermit more into like the starlight uh, aspect of the tarot. And I just thought that was very interesting. I find him very, it's very rewarding to watch him actually. So I guess I don't mean to sound like I'm flirting, but I guess I am kind of. Not really, but you know what I mean. But I just wanted to kind of put the love out there for him because he's a really, really amazing tarot reader. And then again, I just was wondering if other people, specifically the reason I brought him up is because I was interested in maybe learning from him how he came to learn the tarot, and so it kind of led me down the path of like maybe more of a mentorship, where we're not stuck in like a whole year of learning a particular subject matter, but more like spending like a week following that person, talking to them, engaging them on their specialties, and kind of building that network within, and kind of making it that much more interesting for all the rest of us who maybe don't have that specialty, but to learn from it. And I just find that to be something of interest because I really miss that sense of community. You know, it wasn't that long ago that we didn't have the ability to talk to each other on the phone, and we actually still had to go outside. I think there are these things that were called bicycles that kids used to ride outside, and there was more of a sense of like the neighbors watched you and made sure that you were okay if mom, was a little busy. So with everything kind of spinning in the opposite, in the opposing direction, one would say, I'm finding myself more drawn to the idea of community, and so I just wanted to put that out there. Um, as you can tell, I don't really care about how I appear um, on camera, but that took a long time to do it. And one of the things that I noticed with me specifically was that I had to get over the idea of me centric thinking. And so the return to community seems like something very appealing to me. And so the idea of the mentorship was something I wanted to throw out there. And that is a very long tirade, but at least I'm kind of putting something out there on the YouTube channel because I enjoy the YouTube world very much. I find it to be very actually educational, and I'm learning quite a bit, not just in esoteric astrology, but also in numerology and other spiritual natures. I'm also, I'm learning new things that I never thought I would understand, things that I never thought would be even something of interest to me. And it all comes from YouTube, so I give them props for that. Okay, that's pretty much, I think, my shout outs for the day. Also, guys, if you get a chance, go ahead and check out the LinkedIn article, The Butterfly to the Caterpillar. It's basically what would you say to your past version of yourself, only with some of the more darker things that I had to let go of in order to open the new chapter that's coming into my life. I had to let go of some really dark stuff. So I had to do it in a kind of like a fairy tale kind of way, just so that it wasn't as heavy as it was to experience it in real life. And so I find it very rewarding that I'm getting a lot of energy and a lot of feedback already from it. So if you get a chance to check that out, also don't forget I am on NCIS next week, next Tuesday actually, NCIS New Orleans. And also don't forget to check out my books on Amazon.com. The first is A Dual Purpose, and the other one is the Moon King with No Kingdom. I love that I had to think about it. Anyway, there's another book coming out soon, and then I really appreciate everybody who's been sending me love and very nice emails. I'm actually doing quite well. I'm not missing. I am just focusing more on the written word and also giving my hair and my face a break from being on camera. Anyway, that's it for me on Altruistic Channel. Oh, one other thing. The other thing that I was thinking about is that I actually have an idea for a really wonderful project having to do with a docuseries. So, again, going back to the investors and people who'd be interested in kind of banding together with the spirituality that we need to kind of redeem or get back to, I think it would be something that a lot of you might be interested in. So send me an inbox, send me an email, and I'll go ahead and give you all the details regarding that. And that's it for me on Altruistic Channels. So check out the articles, and I will be putting out a couple more, and then I'll be back to YouTube within the next couple days. Have a great night. Thanks. Bye.